Boy, I don't know if that thing is that doing that, whatever. Anyhow, let's see. Let's go into here. Let's see what's on this little doodad thing here. Alright, let's all channels. Where are we? Kiwi! Kiwi! Where are we? Are we live? Oh shit, there we are. We're live, Kiwi. Check that out. Oh shit, there we are. We're live, Kiwi. We gotta turn that one down. Yeah, see, it's pulsing. You see that, people? It's like pulsing. That's the vibe. The energy Mr. Kiwi's putting out there. It's just making that camera just go, dum, dum, dum. No, it's actually kind of annoying, ain't it? Let's see if we can't switch this around. Let's see. Bam. Boom. Shakalaka. Let's see what that does. Oh god, that's even worse. What's it doing? Let's see, is it pulsing? No. That's good. But where are you, Kiwi? Anyway. I don't even know what it sounds like. But who cares? Because I'm talking to you. Right there. Howdy, Mark. Is it better now this time? I think it is, isn't it? It probably is. But who knows? Because, you know, when you can't hear yourself talk, it's different. Anyway, ownership of the chest. And I don't know, if I'm going to keep it simple, rules or no rules, I mean, you have to go with definitions and stuff. The park rules is if somebody leaves something, regardless of what it is, inside of a park, they consider that abandoned property and will treat it as such. Therefore, it's abandoned. No ownership is laid waste to it from anybody. Therefore, but Forrest, in one of his stories, he sat there and shared. He shared they would leave Yellowstone and they would drive off a mile or so off a dirt road and they would abandon their gear, and let alone he sits there and tells in the treasure chest that train of thought just went crash. This guy will sit there and take your trying to teach him to say uh-oh and stuff. But he sat there and he has put the chest out there on property to be used for later use. It's called mislaid. So if somebody, regardless if it's on, I guess native land definitely would be, out of the question, seeing as how you wouldn't go there. But people are discounting national parks, and I think it's possible it could be a national park because he's mislaid property that it's now abandoned to the ground owners, that you can simply just go in there, retrieve the chest. It's now no longer mislaid property. It is now property in your hands. It's simple. Snatch and grab. Snatch and grab. What do you think? It's yours, so you can exactly. So when you find mislaid property, it's not lost property. You don't have to turn it into the park for lost and found. There's nobody there that you know who the owner is. It's not Forrest anymore because he gave you title to the chest there in the poem. I agree. That's what I think anyway. It's gotta be simple. It's simple. Forrest kept it simple, Kiwi. Kept it simple to the book, the poem, and a map. And I think ownership can be that simple, and people stop complicating it by adding all the different thoughts and aspects and perspectives of lost or abandoned property or mislaid or forgotten. In my book, Forrest kept it simple. Yeah, he went seeing lawyers and stuff, but I just think it's simpler than people make it. I honestly do. I think the ownership is whoever puts their hands on it, like you said. To begin it with, I would tell anyone where I found it. I mean, how about not where? Wouldn't tell. So, Toby last night sat there, and see, these are like different avenues, different perspectives to go off of. Like Toby's perspective as far as the secret place. I think the secret place is described in Too Far to Walk when he's sitting there talking about he gives you river distance. Yeah. The river experience cemented my connection to that special country, and I promised myself that someday I would make the trip again. I just think for a place where he wants to lay down his casket where the fish are biting the caddis flies, I think fishing is something that he's always talked about. And he sat there and giving out where he put in, and well, not exactly where he put in West Yellowstone, which I think that's part of along the trail of where he might have placed it. It's easier to find where Forrest has been and where he's fished than it is to sit there and say, where did you have this one secret memory? It is possible to find that one place, but it's easier and more possible to find where he's fished. So, me and Kiwi, we think he's fished a lot on the Madison River. When he was a kid, he did a lot. Yeah, I think the chest, or at the very least, a spot that Forrest fished was on the Madison River. And he's talked about it so many times in all his books that leaves, to me, most, I don't know, it's obvious, and people say it's obvious, and what's wrong with the obvious, right? Here's something for you to think about. If you go from India, you couldn't get past the first two clues. The searchers have found the first two clues, but I walked past the rest. So if you got the second clue, where'd you go? I would go whichever direction the water flows. So the thing about a girl from India, it is possible if you're looking at a map of places that Forrest has mentioned he's been to, the fire hole and using fly water, talking about the Gibbons and other places that he's fished. He's giving you points on a map that you can go to, and I think all the year. So you think, Mark, that well, I guess I can't say you think, because obviously I'm not you, but you think that to get it where warm water halts and put in below the home of Brown are in the same area, like within feet? Because for me, we think it's a mental journey down a river line through the stories that Forrest has shared that can point you in point 1, 2, 3 fire hole, coming down, halting at the Madison Canyon with Gibbons, and you take it not far, 10 river miles not far down, and you put in below the home of Brown, which was a few miles east of West Yellowstone, according to the preface here. So it's a storyline that I think is all in the same area mentally, but on the ground laid out is a path. Yeah, they're all connected by the water that flows down, I think, or the mental memories that you have just from being in that place anyway from the beginning. It is because, you when you pick up the books and you're reading, you have to, like Toby said, is what I've been saying for a while, is the best perspective is Forrest's perspective. If we can't have Forrest's perspective, the next perspective that's best is going to be his books, his stories, and it's not just the first book, but all 3 books. I think it was a multitude of storylines in his life. And the best way you can sum up your entire life is like a birthday. You only have one birthday out of that entire year. It's like saying one story out of the book is one specific purposed story that meant so much. That was the one that he picked out, like the Philadelphia experiment and stuff. And just take the stories, and we've lined them up on a map. I'm following them down, you know. Here's the ground. Right. We went boots on the ground 3 times over to West Yellowstone along the Madison. And I'll tell you what, that changes the perspective of what you think. Here we go again. Ladies and gentlemen, enter Kiwi. Kiwi, what's your name?
Kiwi.
That's right! You said your name is Kiwi. Yes. Can you say hello? Hello. 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 I've noticed that with Kiwi. Yes, mister, we're talking. See, people don't. I know I don't like it. Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. So, excuse me. Excuse me. Are you done? Or do I need to just start yapping? I'll start yapping. We went boots on the ground 3 times, and it made a difference from Google Earth or